Hello, welcome back to another video on Time Gaming. And today we're going to be ranking all of the Ark maps based on how difficult they are to beat. So the tiers we have are Can't Lose, or S, Easy Peasy, or A, Not Too Hard, or B, Manageable, or C, Painful, or D, or Help Me, or F. So without further ado, let's begin. So we have the maps, the island, which I have represented by the traditional Ark logo, since the island is the only map without its own unique logo. We have the center, Scorched Earth, Ragnarok, Aberration, Valgero, Extinction, Genesis Part 1, Genesis Part 2, Lost Island, Crystal Isles, and Fjordur. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, first of all, the island. Yeah, the island is obviously one of the more difficult maps in Ark. It's definitely not the most difficult, but it's among the more difficult ones. I think, let's see. Yeah, I think the island should go to the top of the painful tier or D tier. Okay, now for the center. The center isn't really that hard. You just have to make sure you have enough creatures to, just need to make sure you get enough creatures to beat the bosses without dying. So, and of course the right tier creatures. So, B. B or Not Too Hard. Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is super easy. All you have to do, I'm pretty sure that if any Ark player wanted, if one of the pro Ark players tried, they could beat Scorched Earth in 50 days. Like, those 100 days videos, but instead it's 50 days. Yeah, Scorched Earth can't lose. Like, it's one of, if not the easiest map in all of Ark. Like, it's so easy. I know you can theoretically lose, but like compared to the other maps, it's like so much easier. Ragnarok. If I'm really being honest, I don't know that much about Ragnarok's the way Ragnarok works. So if I remember correctly, I think it's C tier. Because I don't remember that much about Ragnarok, the way Ragnarok's boss stuff works. I never played Ragnarok, so I never, tried to beat the bosses, so... I don't know, so I guess for that, I think it belongs in manageable tier. Aberration. Aberration, I think we'll put at the center, so we'll put at the top of Not Too Hard or B tier. Because Aberration, you only have one boss, so it's not really that hard. The only problem is that Rockwell is annoying, so actually I might put it up in Easy Peasy or A tier. Because, like, there's only one boss you have to defeat, so it's not super hard. You just need to make sure you have the right creatures to defeat him. You need to make sure you have a high enough Megalos, since there aren't any Rexes in Aberration. But yeah. I can't remember which Ark map is the only Ark. I think Scorched Earth was the only Ark map to not have dodos. Yeah, Scorched Earth was weird. I think Valgero functions pretty similar to the center, so I think so. So I'll just put it over here in B. I think they're about on the same level of difficulty, if I remember correctly. Extinction is at the bottom of painful tier or D tier. Extinction is... Do I even need to get myself started on Extinction? You have to tame a bunch of Gigas to defeat... Well, actually, you need to construct a giant mech to defeat the Desert Titan. Then get another giant mech to defeat the Forest Titan, whilst having to worry about him knocking you out of your mech and killing you. And then you have to defeat this Ice Titan. I can't remember if you do that with the mech or not. You might have to tame an army to have the army of Gigas. Before then, then guess what? After killing every single one of the smaller Titans, then you have to tame each of these Titans, and you have to get an army of Gigas. Then you have to defeat the King Titan. So yeah, definitely painful. Definitely the bottom of painful or D tier. Genesis, with how mission-based, like, the maps, like the bosses themselves, aren't nearly as hard as the Extinction or Island bosses, but the mission mechanics is easy, and you will easily get them both. Help Me or F tier. Those are going to be the two, the only two Help Me or F tier ones. Excuse me. Because they're kind of for the more experienced Ark players. So yeah, makes sense why they're so hard. And then the Lost Island, if I remember correctly, is just the Dinopithecus, so pretty easy as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure to do the Dinopithecus King, which might even be easier than Scorched Earth. Might even move Scorched Earth down to the top of A tier if the need arises. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm moving it down to the top of A tier. Yeah, and then Crystal Isles, similar story. But it's gonna go at the bottom of S tier. And then Fjordor. Fjordor is difficult. I think it is. Yeah, I think it would be considered. I think it would be go at the top of painful. I think. Actually, no, it would go like. Yeah, I think that would be a good position for Fjordor. So there we go. There are all the Ark maps ranked based on how difficult it is to beat them. Genesis Part 1, Genesis Part 2. The bosses themselves aren't that hard to beat, but the mission mechanic just makes it like next to impossible for the typical Ark player to beat all on their own. And then Painful or D, Extinction. You have to get a giant mech. You have to defeat the Desert Titan or whatever Titan. Then you have to defeat the Forest Titan while worrying about the Titan knocking you out of your mech or destroying your mech. You have to do the same with the Ice Titan and then you need to tame a Giga army. So yeah, and then you need to tame all the Titans without having them kill you. And then yeah, not very fun. So Extinction belongs at the bottom of Painful or D tier. Then we have Fjordur, because you have to get a bunch of like runes or something like that, and then you have to get and then you have to kill a bunch of bosses and stuff, and yeah, maybe not as not as terrible as Extinction, but definitely close. So therefore, that's why I think Fjordur gets the position it deserves in Painful or D tier. Then the island. It's definitely not the hardest, it's not nearly as hard as the other maps. As the other maps in the game, but there are a few harder to get artifacts, like the artifact of the strong and stuff, and of course there's a bunch of bosses which will always take things up quite a bit. And in Ragnarok, I put in manageable because I can't remember exactly how it is. I think it's similar to Fjordur, but without the runes. So yeah, I decided to put Ragnarok in manageable or C tier, and then I just noticed that C and D tiers are the only ones without two maps on them, with D having 3 and C having 1. But anyways, and then we have Not Too Hard or B tier with the Center and Valguero. They're pretty simple. The only reason why they're in, the only problem with them is that you have to defeat 2 bosses instead of 1, which is why it's not as easy as some. And then Easy Peasy. Aberration, you have to defeat, at the bottom of Easy Peasy, we have Aberration, you need to beat Rockwell, and have a when you need to make sure you have good enough, if you know you have good enough Megalos, and creatures, and Rock Drake, and good Rock Drake and stuff, then you should be good. Scorched Earth, a similar story, just have a good UD and a few good Rexes, and you should be good. Crystal Isles is really easy, in fact I might even move it above, yeah, I think I'll move it above Lost Island. Lost Island's pretty easy. All you have to do is defeat the Dinopithecus King and his minions. Pretty easy. And then Crystal Isles, you just had to defeat the Crystal Wyvern Queen. So yeah, if I remember correctly. If I mistook any of the... if I mistook how you beat any of these maps, then please feel free to let me know, and I might make a redo this. But anyways, if I've gotten everything correct, then this is my ranking of all the Ark maps based on how hard they are to beat. So anyways, Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, please give it a like, and as always, subscribe. Also, also helps watching another video, because I do need things like watch time, retention, returning viewers, etc. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye for now.